Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the individual speakers, commentators, guests, experts, and our hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the network, broadcaster, channel, and/or program's policy or the views held by this network, broadcaster, channel, or program. The network, broadcaster, channel, or program cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Fem Talk Tuesday. I'm super excited about Fem Talk Tuesday this evening. So let's bring in the ladies of Fem Talk. We've got Shima Shishi Talks.
Hello, Fem Talkers.
Hello. And we've got Dr. Mimi Melissa Simmons. And we will bring her in shortly. But in the meantime, Shima Shishi, take it away tonight.
Oh, well, let's see. We'll be talking about, we're going to talk about all the great stuff that we always talk about. We always have a good, hot. I was dancing. Okay, so I got to put my glasses on when there's always a Fem Talk question.
Well, we started with Hot Topic.
Well, are we starting with Hot Topic? Because that just said Fem Talk. Ask Fem Talk.
Oh, did it? Okay. Hello, everybody. We're here. I'm going to tell you, I'm focused on one of the hot topics. I am with you. But I am focused on one of the hot topics. You'll see why my brain is a little scrambled right now because my mind is on something. And we'll talk about that later. Go ahead and ask the question, She.
Let's get our Fem Talk question out of there first before we start the topics. I am ready to start dating again. This is not she talks. This is our question. Even though it could be me. No, but I feel nervous about putting myself out there. What's your advice for building confidence? And where do I meet people if I don't want to use a dating app?
Wow. This is a great question for the two single ladies sitting on the show.
I know,
right? Well,
I don't have any. I don't know. I'm going to let you go first, Tracy.
Okay. Well, I can't necessarily say that I have the answer. I agree with this person, though. I do not like doing online dating. I never have. And I personally don't like it from seeing, my friends and what they've gone through with online dating. However, I will say this, put yourself in places where you actually like to go, things that you enjoy, go to different events, lounges, somewhere where they're playing music, whatever it is, something that you actually enjoy, sporting events, something, and just put yourself out there, go to different places. But when you put yourself out there, I'm going to say this to this person, start speaking to people, converse, talk to people. That's the only way to really put yourself out there, have somebody see somewhat of a little bit of your personality, right? Smile. And I'm going to say this to the ladies, smile, ladies. It is okay. You don't have to accept everything that comes your way, but put your friendly face on. Let people know that, you are a little inviting, right? It doesn't mean that you're easy. It just means that you're inviting. So I would say smile, put yourself out there, but put yourself in places where you like to go, because if you put yourself in the places where you actually like to go, you may meet someone that you're compatible with.
I absolutely agree with you. I am one who has tried the dating apps. And they're okay. Listen, if that's how you date and you've met and it's been successful for you, that is great. I'm more of an organic person. I want to feel the vibe. I want to get the energy. I want to feel the energy. I want to see, how we interact in person. I would like to be, a more in-person connection.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the beginning, even the first one, I know, it'll grow, it'll come later. That first time for me, I want to really get to see who you are. I'm not saying I'll never try dating apps again, but I would much rather meet you in person. Now, where? You and I are in the same boat, my darling. It's hard to know. I get a lot of advice from married women and women who are in relationships about where. From grocery store to airport lounges, like I everywhere. Laundromats. I don't go to the laundromat, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who would be there. A lot of men. But I agree with Tracy. Put yourself in those places.
Yeah.
Where you can just meet people. And this is the other part. Like she said, you want to be friendly, you want to be inviting, you want to be welcoming. But the people that you're talking to, you may run into or meet a person, another woman who is very friendly and very nice, and you guys have a great conversation. And she thinks, wow, she'd be great for my brother, or or something in that sense. Oh, I have a friend who's recently divorced or widowed or whatever. You would be great for them. So don't shy away from any kind of social interaction or any conversation, because you never know where it may lead.
I have a perfect example of that, and I'm glad that you said that, because I was at a barbecue this weekend at my cousin's house, and there was a young woman there who has she's she's a little bit older, like in her 50s, but she has a son in his early 30s, and she was showing pictures of him. She's like, my son is a good man. He works really hard. She was showing pictures of him, handsome young man. And I was sitting there thinking, like, well, who could I set this young man up with, because he just, she spoke so highly of him. And she said he works a lot, so he's not out a lot. So she's like, if I see, a beautiful young woman who has a great personality, I want to introduce her to my son. She was like, so I'm just showing you. There was another young lady there, so I think she was really trying to get this young lady to pay attention, but she didn't seem like she was interested or ready for anything. But I said, wow, I wish I knew someone to set this young man up with, because he was a great looking young man and his mother spoke so highly of him. So that was just an example. But if you put yourself out there and you're speaking to people, if I knew someone, right, I would be inclined to set them up.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So I love that you used that example.
Yeah. That's really the only thing. I mean, other than just getting out there, listen, people say this all the time. He's not coming to ring your bell. Nope.
Right. You can't meet him just sitting in the house.
No, you can't be in the house and say he'll come out. God will send him to me.
Right.
And he may send him to you, but he's not going to ring your bell.
Right.
And then again, hey.
He doesn't know where you live. He doesn't know where you live.
You're out there. He just doesn't know where.
Exactly.
But yeah, just be as social as you can.
Yeah.
And just listen. I don't know what your occupation is or what you do as far as community service, things like that. Get involved in things where you're going to meet various people in your area or outside of your area.
Yeah.
And my first thing, I'm always going to say travel, because they may not be in your immediate vicinity. So I hope that helps. And we welcome all kind of questions like that and any others in our Fem Talk segments. We love chatting with you guys and giving you our opinions. Hopefully they help. So keep sending those questions, and we'll keep answering them. So right now we're going to have we're going to talk about our hot topic.
Yay! Yay!
And
all right, pick me.
I was gonna say, somebody's extremely excited about today's hot topic, so I'm gonna let her start.
I'm excited about one hot topic. So as you all may know, if you follow basketball, it is the NBA playoffs. I'm super excited. These have been some games to watch, everyone. So as we speak, the Knicks and the Pacers are in their fourth playoff game of the Eastern Conference Series right now. It is up 2-1. And we are hoping, I am hoping, let me just put my own personal opinion out there. I'm hoping that the Knicks win tonight. They need this win tonight to continue on. They are actually playing in Indiana, so they're on the Pacers turf this evening. However, we're hoping that they can pull this off. So I'm super excited. I get really excited during the NBA playoffs. I love basketball. It's a fast-paced game, and it really comes down to the wire. And during the playoffs, these young men are out there, and they are really pushing it. And these games have been close, even with the Western Conference. The games have been close. They have been close. These people out there, these guys are out there playing hard because they really want to take the championship, right? So we're at the point now where we have the last games of the Western Conference Finals and the last games of the Eastern Conference Finals before the East and the West come together to determine who the NBA champions are going to be. So I'm just super excited about it. As I look at it right now, New York, it's 47-40 Indiana to New York, and it is in the second quarter. So, I'm hoping that they pull it off. Now, there's one young man in particular, like, when it's down to the wire, he really picks things up. His last name is Brunson. He's on the New York Knicks. So I'm hoping that happens tonight. Nothing against the Indiana Pacers, but I really want the Knicks to win. I've been a long time Knicks fan back since the Patrick Ewing days. So I'm really rooting for the Knicks. They haven't won a championship, and I think they said it was like over 20 years. They haven't been to the playoffs in like over 20 years. So I'm really hoping that they can take this Eastern Conference and, get to play in the championship against the Western team. Yeah. So it's exciting. It is exciting. So, if I scream or yell or make faces, just, don't mind me. This is just that time. It's just that time. And if you see me side-eyeing over here, it's because I'm taking glimpses of the TV.
I was waiting. I was waiting for that part.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think I yell more than some men when it comes to basketball championships. Yeah.
Really excited.
Yes.
Even when you're talking to her on the phone, it's okay.
Yes.
Listen, I'm NFL. She's NBA. We love our sports. It's her time. I guess I gotta default to her because it's her time.
It's my time. Absolutely. I always express that I can't even understand how people don't like basketball. It's such a great sport. Like I love the fast pace of it all. Like you never get bored with it, especially during this time period. Absolutely love it. So
I love it. I love it. I loved playing it. I don't know why I don't watch it as often. I probably get more excited around this time when it's playoff time or it's the finals. But I don't know if like I said to you the other day, if I'm home and I'm watching, it's easy to get distracted from all sports. Yeah. But I will watch it. I am a sports fan, so I would like it. We have Dr. Mimi back, and it's just in time. Why?
Exactly.
Her sports area is what tonight?
Football? No.
No fantasy.
Fantasy, WNBA. WNBA, I'm teasing. WNBA fantasy. We're having a good, the WNBA is really stepping their game up, and we formed a small WNBA fantasy team, and it's quite interesting. The women are balling. That's all I can say. They are balling out there. Yeah. Last week there was a little controversy with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and I think a couple of people, as a matter of fact, a couple of people said it best. That's women's basketball. That's basketball. Leave the women alone. Let them play. The guys do it all the time. They're gonna be beef. They talk stuff on the court. Because they all trying to do their own thing. So it's exciting. We're having a lot of fun. There's one person in particular. He thinks he could go toe to toe with a commentator online, on ESPN, because he's like kind of spanking all of us. But Well, we're having a good time. Watch the games. I mean, the games are, if you like basketball like Tracy does, the men, watch some of those women games. I'm telling you, you will be impressed, and I'm guarantee you'll become a fan. So
they are just as intense, and they are playing just as hard. And you know, I hate to say this because we make light of it, but they have a lot to prove too, because we've been watching men's basketball forever. And now there's a good spotlight on them. So they're really out there making it work, or trying to make it work. And they're working their tails off.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, and everybody knows like Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Nafisha Collier. If y'all have, that is probably one of the best WNBA players right now, bar none. Wow. If you watch her play, she will blow your mind. I mean, there's so many talented women out there playing. I'm telling you, you just enjoy the game. So check a game out. They have, I think they're on tonight, if I'm not mistaken. There's a few games on tonight, so check them out.
Nice. And I sometimes I feel like when I'm watching the women play, like they play harder and more technical basketball, in my opinion.
Absolutely. They have more of a game. They have, you know, I think sometimes when you're watching the men, like who's going to hit the three, they're like trying to who's going to hit the three, who's going to dunk the ball. They do a lot of that. Where these women, they go under the net. You know, they're boxing out. They're, you know, they're tall, you know, the taller ones, the forwards, the centers, they're trying to win this game. But they're, you know, they're bumping and pushing and grabbing and all kinds of stuff.
You know what I see that? Well, I can't say that they're actually doing it, but what it looks like, they're so calculated. They're trying to use every bit of time that they have.
Yeah,
like whether it's the shot clock or in that quarter, they are like, let me see how I could get these many shots right now, like before
they have a much more technical game. They have they're playing, they're actually running plays. Where the men are not always running plays. It's like
they don't run the plays until the playoffs.
Right? Sorry, and I tell you one, that's what. And if you watch the Boston Knicks series, you know, Knicks could not beat Boston during this regular season. And they ran defensive plays on Boston. So, you know, it says a lot to run plays, and women run plays. They run plays. They have them all lined out. So I think you see a much more technical basketball with the women.
Yeah, agreed. All season. Yeah, agreed.
Well, there's no real segue to this other hot topic, but it actually matches what we're going to be talking about later when we talk about getting dressed and outfits. But I guess the best question is, what is the proper way to put on a bra?
That seems to have heard everything.
On an episode of their podcast, Reasonably Shady, Real Housewives of Potomac, Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon engaged in a spirited debate about proper bra hooking techniques.
Stop the presses.
Take a look.
How do you put your bra on? Okay, that's a good question. I put my arms in and then I button it in the back.
Oh, see, I don't do it that way.
Right. So my kids, I guess I didn't teach them how to do it. They just decided to do it on their own. They latch it in the front and then they swing it around and then they put their arms in.
That's how I do it.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know. That's just that's just how.
That is weird.
No way. That's the only way.
No, Giselle's doing it the right way. You put your arms through and then you go like that.
No. Are you flexible? No, you clip, you twist, and you scoop.
No, because you've got to lean over and let gravity.
I'm taking the whole thing off. The real wild card, though, is a front hook bra. That always gets my husband.
Me. No, I mean, Whoopi, right?
What?
She doesn't wear one. She doesn't wear one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't wear a bra.
She doesn't wear it.
Where's your microphone, Joe? Your mic pad.
On my underwear.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
She liberated those girls a long time ago.
I have not worn a bra
No, she doesn't.
in 50 years.
well, they're torture devices.
Wow.
50
50
years. You know I love
I love me some Whoopi. That's a woman that knows who she is. I'm telling you.
That's right.
Yes,
I'm with her. If you don't have to, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't wear it.
Wait, I say that as there's quite a bit of cleavage here. I know you all see that, but only when I feel like it. I don't want to be forced to wear a bra.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not
Let me tell you something
about letting them drag the floor. I'm not happy
now.
about that. Nor
If
do I
you have nice perky boobies, you don't have to wear a bra. I mean, there's a lot of there's some women that don't need it. If you got the perky ones that can go in a shirt and just still do what they're supposed to do, God bless you.
Listen and be.
But I will say,
Whoopi
59 of my years.
They do what
not,
they
not
want.
59. Of 50 of my years, gotta be 60. So, since I was 10 when they started showing up on the scene, I've had to wear a bra. I mean, those things were, they was going south from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
You heard Whoopi though. Just let them hang. She said she just lets them hang.
That ain't cute. I don't know. Whoopi got a lot of money, so she could go around and do whatever she wants. if you gotta go somewhere like work and out and that ain't cute. Right. Them things doing whatever they want to. They threw me out of work, home, all kinds of places.
You gonna slam them in the drawer in front of you. You gonna you better put something on, strap them up, hold them up, slap them across your shoulder. I don't care what you do, just don't let them hang down on the floor.
But I will say this now. You put your bra on, I put it on, I latch them in the front and I swing it around.
Me too. Me too, Mimi.
I don't know how that other one go. I can't. Who wants to? Obviously, we can get back because when you take them off, that's how I use sometimes I take it off that way. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to all the time. Mm-hmm. That's a hard way.
I think I said it depends on where and why. I mean, I have done it because if I was in front of people or in a place where I probably shouldn't put on or take off my bra, I was trying to be covered and then do it. Right. But I feel like you should do it the opposite way because you gotta put them in the cup. Mm-hmm. It's just like a wig. You don't just put a wig on and go out. Put your wig on. Put your bra on and put your girls in the bra right.
Right. Nice. I think that is a small booby person talking as opposed to a big booby person talking.
Well, I'm a part of the itty bitty, and I latch it in the front first and turn it around. For me, it seems like it's faster to do it that way. You can see it, turn it around, you adjust it the way you need it, and you're off and running. Right?
And you're off and running. I used to have to situate the girls and stuff them, make sure they get it all in there.
That's right. Tilt over a little bit,
over, give a little shake sometimes,
little shimmy.
Have a mind of own.
Yes, give a little jiggle. Make sure they in the middle.
Now, we'll say this, because of circumstances that's changed in my life, I'm experiencing a whole new world now.
So now maybe you want to take that bra off.
What?
And
hello, t-shirt.
I wanted to bring up something since we're talking about the bras, right? Because it's important to make sure that you're wearing the right size bra, right? You heard Whoopi say that she hasn't worn one in 50 years because they can be uncomfortable and they can cut off your circulation. They could cause nerve damage. Like there's so many things that can happen if you don't have the right size bra on, which people don't really think about because sometimes people want to stuff themselves and to get more cleavage and things like that. But make sure it's not squeezing you too tight. Know your size. If you don't understand how to measure yourself, go to a good store, Victoria's Secret, Soma, La Perla, if you want to spend a little bit more money, but go to some of the good places where they will actually measure you so that you can have the right bra fitted for you, for yourself and not cause yourself any problems. You don't want to be leaning over because you're wearing bras that are too tight and now your posture's messed up.
Holding your arms up because the wires on the side are stabbing you in the pits.
Exactly.
There's something wrong about the size at that point if you're being stabbed.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did say
these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many, especially what we hate to talk about or hate to have to say that this is a contributory thing, but with breast cancer, some people are reluctant to wear bras with wire and all these other things. So you have thank God that there are so many options where you don't have to, and you still get lift and coverage and support.
Yeah.
You just got to do your homework. I really go out there, like she said, and get measured. Try some different ones. Try them all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, try them all. And I'm glad that we did take this to, it was a funny topic, but I'm glad we talked about the wellness portion of it, because Fem Talk is introducing another segment about wellness unfiltered, where we're going to talk more about, because last week, I'm not sure you guys were here, we talked about menopause. We are going to talk about menopause a lot. You know why? Because we're all in our 50s. We don't mind talking about the 20-year-old stuff and the 30-year-old stuff and the 40-year-old stuff, but we're going to talk about that 50-year-old stuff. And menopause is one of them.
Yeah.
So
and those going on to 60.
And going on to 60. Sexy 60. And we want to make sure that we're at least shining the light on the problems that come along with diagnosing and demanding better treatment from our doctors and diagnoses that are quicker, as opposed to shameful ones that just go undetected. So
undetected. And one of the other things that I wanted to mention, y'all just mentioned about the bra and I just coming out of surgery, you really can't wear the underwires. It's just not healthy in terms of recovery. But one of the things, I was having a great conversation with, she's a therapist that that lives in my community. And she was saying one of the things that we have to advocate for is when we have, surgery or anything that's causing us pain and they put us on pain medication. It's so important to ask your doctor, how do you use the pain medication?
Yeah.
Because I was explaining to her how, the first night I was okay, but the second night, about 4:00 in the morning, I woke up in excruciating pain.
Wow.
And she was saying what we don't understand is that pain, you have to keep the medication going so that your pain level stays up. Yeah. Like a lot of people, they don't take, medication, I'll take some and then I stop. Yeah. But that makes the pain, the pain kind of rev back up, and it's going to take you longer to get rid of the pain. And unfortunately, when you have intense pain, your blood pressure goes up. Yes. Now your muscles tighten up. So wherever you had surgery at now becomes even more, the healing process doesn't occur as fast. So, and she just gave, it was two of us, two women, and she was talking to yesterday, and she just gave us such an education on pain management. Wow. When it comes to different surgery that you're having. And I said, nobody explains it. She says, I know. She says, I'm always explaining it to people, but ask your doctors, they just give you like prescriptions and they don't tell you how to use it sometimes, or why to use it, or the length of, the time period to use it.
Yeah.
But she said, but advocate for that. And I felt, after yesterday's conversation, I was like, I want, more people to know that, because I was in pain way too much during the last month and a half, almost 2 months. And I could have avoided it. I could have definitely avoided some of the pain after talking to her. Yeah. So if you're headed into any kind of surgery, ask them, how do I use the pain medication you're giving us?
Yeah. And a lot of it's, you're so fearful of being addicted to these things. We're going through such a time where that's all you see and that's all you hear. So you're so fearful to continue using or to use it, actually use it, because some people just don't.
And so many people are scared when they get anything, oxycodone, and we've heard of all of these things that comes from it. I was the same way. Yeah. And she said, no. She says, trust me, if they give you that, your pain is going to be, how they said from 1 to 10, how's your pain? When they give you that, they know you're going to range in between 7 and 10. That's why they give it to you. And if you just take it when it's during, the first, if it's a week or, 2 weeks, depending on the type of surgery you have, when as you're getting through that intense period of pain, that is when you take it.
Yeah.
That is the reason, because Tylenol, Motrin will not attack that kind of pain. If you're going to be in a 7 to 10, range of pain, that's not going to work it. That's not going to take away that pain, and it could hamper you getting better. Right. And I don't think we learn that. And that is the part that I'm saying, as with your own health, ask questions.
Yeah. And it's something else that they don't tell you too, and it depends on the medication, right? But some medications release over time. Right. So if you're not taking it, you're not allowing it to get in your system in order for it to release. And the other thing is, when you have medication, and usually it's in the form of a pill, it takes longer for it to get into your bloodstream, right? Because it has to go through your digestive system and then go into your bloodstream through your small intestine. So when you're not taking it, you're not allowing the medication to release into your system in time for it to target the pain that you're feeling if you don't take it at a certain time. So you need to ask those questions to find out, what is this medication? How does it work? And what do I need to do to alleviate some of the
pain so I can heal?
Yeah.
And I think that's the key to learn. You're asking these questions for you to properly heal. And it doesn't matter when you have surgery, when they cut through muscles and skin, it's gonna be painful. And understanding how to recover, because remember, recovery is happening from inside out.
Right.
So your inside and your outside is trying to heal. But I just wanted to mention that in terms of advocacy, right? Talking about advocacy for yourself.
And wellness. That's
wellness.
What we're talking about. And we want to keep that line of communication open, because we all need to be informed, and we need to inform each other as we learn and go through things. So
I'm going to throw one thing into the mix there. Look for other modalities that you can use along with the medication that's going to allow you to alleviate pain. If it, I don't know what that is, because it depends on your situation. So it's something that you speak with.
Look into, and I will say this: look into alternatives, and don't be afraid of the stigma. A lot of people are turning to, especially now where you hear a lot about, using THC and all of all of that kind of stuff. If it's a good thing for what you need, look into it. Look into anything that's going to help you, and also work with you as you heal. And don't care about stigmatism, what somebody's going to say. And I say that real important, because a lot of people can turn their nose up about certain things, but but don't let nobody tell you how you're going to live your life and how you're going to manage pain and situations. Some pain is chronic. So you may need more, you may need to be open about how you may go about handling your chronic pain.
Exactly. So ladies, we're going to talk about our main topic, which is getting ready with us. We're all dressing, we're changing, we're getting outfits ready for day and night and work and on the town, all kind of ways. But first, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back with those segments for you guys.
And we are back. And I'm glad for the commercial break, because I was looking at the Knicks game, y'all. But let's bring the ladies back in. I got Shima Shishi Talks and Dr. Melissa Simmons.
I miss your conversation on the Knicks game. All I'm gonna say is, if they win this series, they're gonna have to bring the National Guards into New York City, because they're gonna tear up. They're gonna tear up.
They're gonna lose their minds. I just have to say, I know we talked about it already, but did y'all see any of the live? Not the live. The watch parties.
Oh my gosh.
The
Funny.
outside of the garden was insane.
Insane. That's what I
Outrageous.
said.
People
If
standing
they
on the
win, and I'm
sidewalk.
hoping,
Yeah. And when they played their first 2 games in New York, right? When they went to and New York was all the way live as New York
Always.
is, right? And there was so many different people and entertainers and everything in the building, right? When they went to Indiana, the last game, I said to my boyfriend, I'm like, this is boring in comparison to New York. The New York crowd is so live.
They said we're not that excited.
There's no other place like New York. That's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely not.
So
They ain't
just
gonna have to
get
bring
ready.
National Guards out because they're gonna tear up some stuff in New York.
What?
Absolutely.
They are it's gonna be parades and
All
parties for
fun, all
days.
fun though.
For days.
Absolutely.
So, ladies, let's get into this topic. We talk about it all the time, getting dressed and going out. And sometimes you don't have time to rush back home and change, or you just want to have versatility in your day.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to look at a few outfits. I think we all would 3 different routes. We did a video, we got some pictures. I'm gonna do some live mixing and matching right in front of you. So who wants to go first? I can do one, and then I can turn it over.
Show us your one.
Show one.
Let me do one first. Let's see. I'm gonna save the best for last because I got to do an homage to my co-host over here and what she did this weekend. We should have talked about it during the hot topic, but let me show you. Okay, I would wear this to work. On a good day, I would put these slacks on with a white tank and put this jacket on. I love it because it looks like it's heavy, but it's not. Those are like little cotton appliques, flower appliques. And I'm always cold in the office when I do go into anybody's office. So it's a great jacket for that. However, if I feel like I want to go out, and I got on a basic shoe. Right now, you can't see my shoe. Basic flat loafer. I'm a loafer girl. I love a good loafer when you're working. But when I'm going out with this same jacket, I'm taking this tank off. I'm taking these dress pants off. And I'm going to put on this blue catsuit.
Oh.
I'm going to put on this blue catsuit, much like the one that I already have on. I'm going to put on this catsuit. I'm going to put this jacket on. And I'm going to put on a cute little blue suede wedge. It's really, it's a slingback. I have it down here that I could put on. So I'm going out. I'm going to dinner. I'm going to a club. I'm going on a date. But I have transitioned from my day job to my nighttime outfit. I was getting ready to say night job, but that sounds like I'll be working the street.
That sounds like a different kind of job.
That's way different. I didn't want to say that. But that's one of the real basic, quick, easy ways. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of thought process. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of matching. We talk about being matchy all the time. You don't have to. Just throw on
Let me say this. Now, Shima, you could wear a catsuit. You could wear a catsuit. This girl over here, she can't wear no catsuit.
Well, see, that's why there's the jacket. Because your body is made differently from mine. I do have a curve. I got hips. So you feel like you don't. You're slimmer.
Right.
But what you're going to have is a more statuesque look at the top. It's going to camouflage the middle. And then you just wear a wide leg pant at the bottom.
Speaking of wide leg pants, that's what I have on. Now talk about, I love a jumpsuit. And I love a plain jumpsuit. And I've learned this jumpsuit that I have on. I think we have a picture of that jumpsuit. But this jumpsuit, I wear it summer, winter, spring, and fall.
Great. I
wear it with all kinds of different ways. I have it on right now, and it's so versatile. Now I'm gonna stand up a little bit. Let y'all.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So there goes, and that's I'm going to see the Knicks play. Okay, that's my Knicks house. That's why I'm going to the garden look.
Yes.
And is this plain blue jumper, and it is wide leg. Again, I love that you said that, Shima, because you have to shape.
You know what your shape is. That's right.
Hips. I have more of the top part, don't have the hips. So that wide leg gives a flare that always has one look. Now, this I've worn many times. It's a little dark here, but this is a jean jacket. And I have on, like you said, I have blue slides on, a nice little, comfy shoe. And I have this jean jacket. It's great if you're going into, like, sometimes I'm going to a client and it's not a fancy day. They're not dressy. I don't have to go in. I don't believe in going in looking so dressed down. So I'll put a jean jacket on top of this jumpsuit. And with my shoes, it looks real fancy. Now, this same jumpsuit with a more structured jacket. Now, if I'm going in, I'm having a meeting and I need to look a little bit more structured, I'll then put on a tailored jacket with the same jumpsuit. Nice. And that brings a whole nother look. I can go into a meeting with this. I could have I could go a board meeting with this. I could even speak, in front of people with this outfit on. And this again, same jumpsuit, but a structured jacket.
Yeah.
And last but not least, same jumpsuit. Now, this is a cute little white top that's almost like, your tummy out, but I'm not going to leave my tummy out. I'm going to use this beautiful white shirt I have. And you see how this match up the shoes now. So now I have the white going with the white. If you see me, I'll have my big chunky earrings on. And then, you have your nice little white bag, this, and now I could go out to the club with this. I could go to a party. I can go to have some drinks. This is, the next look. This is a good Saturday look. So I can use the same outfit that I use during the week on a Saturday, go hanging out. And again, a good jumpsuit can take you all kinds of places. Yes.
I wanted to mention too, when you jazzed it up with the white shirt and the shoe, and how the shoe, I don't know what was on the shoe, but I liked, that you had something on your shoe.
It was buckles. I found this nice white shoe. And that's another thing, and I know both of y'all wear some beautiful shoes, and y'all can wear some heels. I don't wear heels well, especially now with my knees and my ankles. It just don't work. But I found if you get a nice pointy shoe, it fancies up, and it makes it takes your look to another level. So even when you have the slides and stuff like that, the nice little ballet shoe, that's a casual shoe. Okay. So that one, again, I said I was going to the office during the day, just having a meeting. But if I want to now, I'm giving a presentation. That little pointy shoe, I have a what's those shoes? I have a patent leather buckle shoe that I use when I'm wearing that outfit. If I'm in front of people, it has a little bit of a heel to it, like a chunky heel, but it's nice and blue patent leather. It just looks sharp. But the shoe matching with different outfit. You saw when I went to the garden, I have my sneakers on. The shoe makes the difference too. So when you changing that look, right, Shima, I have a box of shoes in my car all the time. All the time. And I switch it out depending on the look I need to give, right, Shima?
That's right. That's
ready to go.
I'm always in my trunk. They're in my trunk. And if they're not in my trunk, they go out when I leave in my purse.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yes. So then we have, would you like to go next, Miss Tracy? Or
Sure. So I did a video, and I took.
We couldn't hear nothing y'all was saying. We
I
was listening
know.
to the music.
I know. I took the little black dress look. And like Mimi, I don't have hips either, right? I'm more of a athletic build, so I got a little booty but no hips. So I like the bubble dress look because it gives the illusion of hips without actually having hips. And then I just decided, well, let me put on a blazer, like you had your structured blazer, put on a blazer with it, with the pumps, right? For, day look, business meeting, be able to go into a meeting with someone. And then the second look was a night look. I had a black leather jacket with the hook'em heels, that man heels. And that was the second look. And then the third look was just sporty. I'm ready to go to the game with you, Mimi, with my sneakers on and my hat and my jean jacket. And there you have it.
Absolutely.
I love it. That
I
was
love
so
it. That was
cute.
good.
That was
And
so cute.
I like that at the casual at the end. It's dressy with a little cute, little sporty look onto it. I love.
I still got my sneakers on. Sorry, I love the casual. I love the casual look.
Love it.
I'm a hat girl. I love hats and I love sneakers. I've been into my Jordans now and they look good with everything. So
and sneakers are now the thing to wear. I mean,
They
people
are.
wear it to work, they wear it everywhere. So good
Everywhere.
sneaker,
Yeah.
good, Air Jordan or good Nike. I mean, people are looking at you. I have bling sneakers. I have a pair of bling sneakers that I wear. I wore it, a couple of weeks ago when I did a presentation for, women leadership. I wanted to bring a look. So your shoe also, I think, switching out the shoe makes the biggest difference. I mean, the dress was the same, but every time you did the shoe, it gave you a different look. I loved it.
I like that you said that really you could just change the shoe and not change the whole outfit. And I of course, I'm going to go back to my load of clothes up here because this is just a little pair of shorts. They little tiny shorts, little cut off shorts. Put a little tank on, this same little tank, tuck this tank in, put that on. All you got on is a little, what y'all call little shorts? What's the name of the little shorts?
Well, I go back to the old Daisy
Duke. Right. So you wear your Daisy Dukes, you put your tank on, and you put on a nice robe like this. Or short. Put that on. And you got two options. You really don't have, you could go out and be cute during the day, go to brunch, wear something flat, comfortable, you can wear a sneaker. And in the same day, switch to this shoe.
Look at that.
Now you can wear that out. Same shirt, same tank, same kimono with a hot shoe. So you don't have to change your clothes, and you grab your little purse, and it makes a difference.
The shoe, and the shoe was doing that one. So
the shoes is the change, and the same goes for this. I put these two in the same category because I will wear this to work, even though I love this little dress. I will not wear it to work. When you see me in it, it's because I'm going somewhere. But the way it is modest enough to wear in the office, it has a good sleeve. It's a little bit of opening right here with the buttons, and it's long enough. It has a little flirty hem, long enough to wear in the office with a flat sandal. If you're a sandal person, I am going to be springy in the office and out. I'm not definitely business casual all the time, but very cute sandal, flat. Now, when I really want to take it to the next level, I'm going to put this purse that my bestie gave me with this shoe that I just bought. Now this is the shoe.
That's a hook'em shoe. That's a hook'em shoe.
Right? I just want to get close so you can see the heel and see the detail. The chain goes around the ankle.
That looks like it goes a lot more around the ankle. That's going all the way up.
That's going all the way up. So now I can wear this out. I don't have to change. I don't have to. The same dress, changing the bottom, throwing a different purse. And I just want to show my last and final outfit only because I love it. But Miss Dr. Mimi just went to a very, very nice concert with this lovely lady that they love. B. I'm just gonna say B. I'm just gonna say B. This is a transition outfit that I would put on a Saturday. All it is a very light tech fabric jogging suit with a jogger, a gathered ankle, and I'd put it on with my sneakers in a heartbeat. But because I love it so, and I have a wonderful sequin bustier, I put it on because you know I love a good shoe. That's what I was planning to show you all until we started talking about the Bee concert. Then it became this. And this.
Yes.
Sparkle.
Now you know what's the biggest theme out right now? Everybody putting their boots on the ground. You gotta be able to be very versatile with all your outfits. And I ain't gonna lie, you know, your girl loves a good theme. I love a good theme. Don't challenge me with a theme because I'm a
girl. You wearing that hat though.
So you know, you just got to be very strategic. It's nothing, you know, it's no real thought process. Make it easy for yourself. Make your outfits fit and work for you.
And make sure you feel good in it. That's really what matters. You feel good in what you're wearing.
It's supposed to make you smile and make you laugh. You're supposed to feel like this is fun.
I love that. I love it. And it's you. Be you. Don't try to be anybody else. Be you. You want to do, you know, I love that I had my hat on, and when I took my hat off, I had a scarf on, my red, white, and blue.
Yes.
Little, you know, little scarf on. I mean, hey, enjoy yourself.
Beautiful.
And adorn yourself with accessories, you know, little bracelets, watches, earrings, you know, necklaces, like just adorn yourself.
Every day. I put all my stuff on. I love an Alex and Ani, you know, bracelet. I always got my hoops on. Since I love a hoop, I wear different kinds of hoops. Sparkly, gold, silver, got stuff on it, don't got stuff on it, whatever.
Absolutely. And as I was looking at your nails, Dr. Mimi, because I love a good nail, right? Everybody show their nails. She show your nails, right? Make sure your nails are done, ladies. This is for the ladies. Make sure your nails are done.
And listen, you know, while we're talking about accessories and things like that, I know for some people it's easy, some people it's not. You can run the gamut from $1 to $100 for any of it. Before if you can't go get your nails done, the dollar store sells glue on nails. Do you have to keep them on forever? No, put them on for an occasion. It changes your outlook for the day or how you feel. Absolutely. When you look down and you see your hands and they look nice. When you talk to people and you're gesturing and they look nice. It makes you feel better.
I love it. And I'll say this, you know, when I had a lot of money, when I didn't have a lot of money, the one thing I set aside for myself was always my nails. You know, because I think it was my little thing, and I mean it. When things were very lean, and when they weren't, I always had a little bit to get my nails done because you need something. You need something. You know, you need something for you. That little, and it's still that moment for me where it's just me and whoever's doing my nails, and we talk and we laugh, and I rest, and I am able to like decompress when I'm there. So, you know, I'm a believer. Find a little thing for yourself. Don't have to be a bunch of money.
Yes. Do the things that make you happy. I'm glad we were able to do this segment because we enjoy putting on a little clothes. We did. I feel like we should revisit this segment with some winter stuff. So you might talk about this a little later on in the year.
Absolutely.
But as we close tonight's show, I want to thank you guys for all your outfits and your ideas and all the fun. We look forward to talking to you guys next week. Tracy,
yep, I got one more thing for the person that put that question out there about dating and you saw all these different looks. If it's a woman, put your heels on, girl. Put your heels on. Put them hook'em heels on and go out and get your man. Okay, that's all. I just wanted to add that.
You should have known she was gonna throw that in there. Well, thank you guys for watching. We enjoy you. We look forward to seeing you next week on Fem Talk, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.